This morning, I find myself in Slovenia, near Triglav National Park, and my plan for this trip was to get one morning out and do one of the bigger peaks in the park. But after talking to a few locals, it seems like there's still a lot of snow up high. I didn't bring any of my pointy things with me on this trip, and there is a storm rolling in this afternoon. So I have decided to skip the highest peaks in the park and do this prominent peak right near the town that I'm staying. You can probably hear it behind me right now. It is 7 o'clock, as you can hear by the bell. The peak that I'm going to be climbing is called Svinjak. Please don't hold me accountable for the pronunciation on this one. And I'm just hoping that the storm holds off long enough such that I can get some views of some of the bigger peaks in the park and just kind of use this as an epic viewpoint to see the whole national park and scout out the peaks that I want to explore at some later date. So far, it's been an amazing trip to Slovenia. I've been doing a ton of hiking, but no big peaks as of yet as I'm here with my wife. Let's hope that this one lives up to the hype and the locals didn't lead me astray. There's a ton of old World War I forts and outposts around here, and I assume that's what this is. It's like I'm hiking through the rainforest. It is insanely humid. I really wish I brought a t-shirt. Don't think there's gonna be that much sun for the sun hoodie, but beautiful views so far. Like many of these hikes in the Alps, you're in the trees the first 4,000 feet until you bust out into the Alpine. It's one of the reasons I was really hoping to get up on this big pass this morning that would allow me to drive up that first 3,000 or 4,000 feet and start from there. But unfortunately, that main pass is under road work. So we are starting from the bottom of the valley. I'm getting up here and my body has finally worked through all the Lashko I had last night. And I'm getting my very first views of the Socha River beneath me. Seeing that aquamarine water from up high is amazing. And I think I probably only have about another 1,000 vert or so to go to the summit. I can see it behind me. Looks like it's gonna get steeper from here on out. And so far been an incredible climb. But before we continue, I do need to let you know one massive disappointment of this hike thus far. And that is when I was researching all the hikes in the area, one of the reasons I picked this one specifically, all of the reviews of this hike talked about this infamous goat. People were saying that this goat was extremely dangerous, trying to buck them off the highest point of the mountain. Some people were saying it's friendly. Some people were saying that you needed to bring a carrot or some kind of offering for this goat to let you pass on the trail. And this goat was supposed to follow me from all the way at the bottom at that first little village that I started at, all the way to the summit. And just the idea of this goat coming up and getting to the bottom of the mystery of if this goat is friendly or if it's the devil just intrigued me so much that I was like, I need to do this hike and get to the bottom of it. But unfortunately, there's been no goats thus far on the hike. I'm hoping that maybe he is up near the summit waiting for me to try to buck me off and see how stable my legs are. But that lack of this goat is my only complaint of the hike thus far. And I am excited to kind of get out of the trees, get into the steeper terrain here, and enjoy a little bit of sunshine, which I did not expect to have this morning. The weather is definitely turning out better than expected. And let's move up higher before that changes. Well, I've made it up here to the summit, and it was an incredible climb that has amazing views of Bovec, as well as the Socha River behind me. I've gotten lucky with the weather since I haven't been rained out yet, but it is really sucking in now. And luckily I've got a few views down of the valley, but it looks like those are quickly going away. But I'm glad I got an early start for today. And unfortunately, the biggest cons for me today were no goat in sight, which is a massive disappointment, and definitely one of the main reasons I chose this hike, because I wanted a goat hiking companion. And the other major con is I'm not getting the views of Triglav and the rest of the Julian Alps that I was excited to see from up here. Luckily, yesterday was a bluebird day, so I got to soak in those views I was looking for. But today, I'm glad that I stayed a little lower down, because anywhere I went higher up would have just been sucked in and would have even been worse visibility than here. But if you're in this area and you want to climb that I think took right around 1 hour and 20 minutes right near town, check this out. And I'm sure if it was a clearer day, the views behind me would be even more magnificent. I'm gonna enjoy my summit, have my breakfast, potentially go along this ridge a little bit longer, and then get back into town to enjoy the rest of my day. Thank you so much for joining me.